Do you know who the second man to run a 4-minute mile was? Do you know who the second man to swim the Channel was? Of course you don't, because they all have famous firsts that got there before them. A bit like the woman who got married here in 1871, Anna Bates. She was the second tallest woman ever, 7'11". She was used to being tall. She was 7 foot by the time she was 15 years old. Seconds always have a fascinating story to tell, which is why I've written a whole book about them, the Book of Seconds. Let's see if we can go around London and find some more. Our next second we're going to do here, the Royal Astronomical Society, because it's about the second biggest planet in the solar system, which is Saturn. Saturn is also the only planet that's less dense than water, which means if you could find a big enough bath, Saturn would float in it. But let's finish with a second sentence. The first sentence of 1984 by George Orwell is famous. It was a bright, cold day in April and the clocks were striking 13. But what's the second sentence? Well, the second sentence is all about Winston Smith going into Victory Mansions, which is where he lives. And Victory Mansions was modelled on Langford Court, which is where George Orwell lived when he lived in London and worked at the BBC. The curious thing about Langford Court these days is that it features in one of the most famous shots of London ever, which is the cover of Abbey Road by the Beatles. Langford Court is up there on the right.